Hi, my name is Fulajun from PO1. The previous team already made a stand to our team's debate, so here's our point to rebut. Cloning has a very high cost as they have to pay the egg donors $3,000 to $5,000 or more. This payment is not inclusive of doctors, machineries, drugs, and time it takes to develop this clone. It may be the playground for the rich and fortunate. We have to note the fact that there is a very low success rate. We can use this amount of money to do research to look for the cure of AIDS and cancer. And the opposition group also mentioned about the higher quality of food. Higher quality of food does not mean or need cloning. It is just a matter of genetic modification. Let me tell you what exactly is the definition of cloning. Cloning is a process of making a copy of any organism in which the genotypic and phenotypic character of the new organism remain exactly the same as that of parental organism is called cloning. An organism that is genetically identical to the unit is called a clone. We can conclude that using cloning as a food source is not needed. As such, cloning should be prohibited. At the deepest level, cloning should be prohibited because it turns procreation into a species of manufacture. It treats a child to be as an object of production. In other words, cloning threatens the dignity of human procreation, giving one generation unprecedented genetic control over the next. It is the first step toward a eugenic world in which children become objects of manipulation and products of will. Cloning also carries high risk of bodily harm to the child produced through cloning. Experiments in the cloning of animals reveals that a high percentage of clones of any mammalism species are born with or develop severe deformities and abnormalities. Indeed, Dolly the sheep, the most famous of all cloned mammals, was afflicted with a grave premature arthritis. In fact, Dolly had to be put down prematurely because of these problems, and Dolly only lived for 6 years because of progressive lung disease and severe arthritis. Dolly has a life expectancy of around 11 to 12 years. Of course, some people try to distinguish reproductive cloning, that is, cloning to produce a child, from what they call therapeutic or research cloning, the creation of human embryos for experimental purposes in which they would be killed to harvest stem cells. This, however, is a false distinction. All cloning is reproductive. A human embryo, the being created by human cloning, is nothing less than a human being in the earliest stages of natural development. You and we and everyone else on the planet were at an earlier stage of our lives as human embryos, just as how everyone was once a toddler, and before that an infant, and before that a fetus. Furthermore, no cloning is, properly speaking, therapeutic. Cloning is a cause of biomedical experimentation, is of no benefit to the subject of cloning, namely, the cloned embryo. On the contrary, the embryo is killed for the putative benefit of others. Therefore, we still propose that cloning should be banned.